It is a glorious day today, and I think today's the day I'm going to put the tomatoes in, and let's just get that polytunnel all ready for summer. Let's go. So all the polytunnels all planted up on the one side now. I've still got the other side to do, but I've still got lettuce in there and all the plants and flowers that need to be put in the beds. That can be done for another day, I know. But I need to pull out the middle part now, all the shelving and stuff, to give it nice aeration in there because you don't want it stuffy. And yeah, let's just get that done. So it's like a bomb site up here. There's loads of things, plant pots everywhere, but the polytunnel is empty. The tomatoes are looking fantastic. Now I've added paracord in here onto a tension wire, and hopefully that'll be sufficient enough. But yeah, it's looking absolutely fantastic. And I put all my strawberries across here, and look, strawberries. I think I've earned myself a nice lunch. I've got some nice marinated pork loins that I did earlier on. Let's fry them up, some nice rice and some salad from the bed. Let's go. Now, a few people have mentioned to me about why don't I take the dandelion roots that I've got on the plot and roast them. Now, this is a dandelion root. I mean, some of them can be huge, but apparently you dry it out, you roast it in the oven, and then it makes this. Now, Lisa, one of the plot holders, has kindly given me some dandelion root coffee. So let's give it a go. Now, if I don't like it, Lisa, I'm sorry, but it's worth a try. Now, apparently this tastes like coffee. Right. So I added it to a cafetiere. I let it brew for a bit. It smelled quite smoky. Now, if this works, it just means that the weeds that I pull up, I can roast and maybe have free coffee off the plot. You know what? It's not actually that bad. I thought I was going to hate it. I actually had in my mind I was going to hate it. It does smell really smoky. I've added sugar to this as well, though. But you know what? If someone gave me this and said this was a smoky coffee bean, I would believe it. I would honestly believe it. I could drink this. So out of 10, I'd probably give this a 6. I actually would give this a 6 out of 10. I do love my coffee, but for dandelion coffee, I think this is all right. So I've just popped out and got myself a cat because I started to burn What I did was I moved the big storage thing that was at the back, the coal bunker, the metal one. I moved it to by the shed now, and I think it's better there. I'll use it to store things like nets, tarps, and I'll keep it like that for this year. Maybe it'll become something else in the future, who knows, but for this year it's perfect where it is by the shed. I think I'm going to attempt to try and seal that IBC and maybe use it as a tank again. Ideally I want to use that. A few people suggest in the comments that I use it as a pond. However, I bought myself a pond liner a couple of days ago, so that's arrived, so ideally I want to use that as well. There's going to be a nice pond at the back, either a decking or gravel area which I can set. That will be done in the next couple of days as well, I hope. But yes, it's so warm, I can't complain. Let's get some more jobs done. So I'm giving it one last chance. I've given it a wider base. I put a trim around it to stop it from slipping. I've also put 4 ratchet straps around it, and I could do with a 5th, so I'll order one just in case. But I've also added a wire around it, around the metal post that's on the other side, and hopefully that'll be a fail-safe as well, so fingers crossed. It's got 2 choices, do you know what I mean? This is the last chance, but I'm saying it like if I'm giving it one last chance in this allotment relationship. But I mean, if this doesn't work, it's for the chop. So I've started digging out the nature pond that's going to be at the back of the plot. There's already going to be 2 levels, and I think there's going to be more of a beach area up over this side here, just in case any hedgehogs fall in and they can climb out. But let me show you where this soil went. So I managed to fill up, God, look at me, I'm statery today, but I managed to fill up this bed. So I filled up most of the bed. I put some chicken manure pellets in, also some bloodfish and bone. I've already composted and planted out some bush beans over here, so they're in. Don't they look fantastic next to that fresh compost? And I'll get some more compost tomorrow and finish off here. I also needed this bed because this was waste of space. I've got rid of the rhubarb. It's been playing on my mind a couple of days, and I knew I didn't need it, so it's gone. So it's gone to another plot holder next door. So they said, if you ever want any rhubarb, you can have some, but I just don't like rhubarb. So I just figured, why am I wasting that space? So the bed's in here, that'll be perfect now. I think I've got enough space for everything I need. I am filthy. I'm heading home for a bath, and we'll come back here tomorrow. So what I've done is I've temporarily taken out all the nasturtiums and the daisies out of this bed, because have you noticed it's sunk a good 10 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the compost, put some of the topsoil back on that I'm digging out from the pond, and then put this back on and plant it back up. I don't want it to keep sinking and sinking. So let's get that done. So the pond is all dug. It's a bit of a 2-layer pond, and then it goes up to a beach area up here, which I'm going to cover in pea gravel, so that if any hedgehogs and things that I mentioned fall in, they can walk straight up the pond and out onto the path. So that's the plan. Right, let's get the liner in. I've also got an underlay for it as well, because you don't want any roots coming through and piercing the pond liner. You know, have to do all the hard work. So, right, let's put it in.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water.
So I have been a busy boy, but let me show you the progress at the back of the plot. Are you ready? We have a 10 by 6 foot pond. It is pretty big, but quite shallow. But I've got like a beach area at the back of here, so I'm happy about that. And then at the back here, I'm gonna bark it all, put all my hostas and all the shade-loving plants up there. So I'm really happy with it, really happy with it. So my next job is to get some pea gravel and put all that around the pond, and then put the pond plants in. I've got a pond at home that I can split some of the plants, put them in here, and let it establish naturally. The plan is to put a wooden bridge all the way across and let it bend around often, and I might put a bench at the back of that archway. I'm Danny, and this is the Grapevine Garden.